make months of no updates, 96% of all players left the game. This is the sad truth that happened to the Roblox Game Funky Friday. In the last video I uploaded, I covered up a question saying what happened to Funky Friday. In the video, I did an analysis and answered the question of what might have been the cause of the game's downfall. But there was one question left with: the game's future. What really is Funky Friday's future? What will the future look like? Will there be no players? Will the game get taken down? Will there be no more updates? And will the game be dead? These questions look difficult to answer, but I think I might have got the answers to these questions. Today, we will answer the question of what might be the future of Funky Friday. Let's get it all covered. First, we have to go back to when Funky Friday stopped updating. Of course, everyone knows that the latest Funky Friday update was the Christmas update of 2022. That was the last ever update of Funky Friday, before it completely stopped updating. Since the start of Funky Friday, they had never missed an update for over 1.5 years straight. Eventually, this long streak would have been ended by the Christmas update on December 5 of 2022. Now, this could go to two different reasons for why they suddenly stopped the updates. The first reason is probably what most of you are thinking currently while watching this video: GameFam. You probably think GameFam ruined Funky Friday as a whole and made the game stop updating since then. The second reason though is a little less common, but still a lot has said it. A lot of people also think the game stopped updating because the Funky Friday developers are focusing on college or just spending time with their own lives. Before we reveal what's the answer, let's go back to when everything happened. On December 10, 2022, Funky Friday was updated with the RB Battles update, along with a countdown for the next Funky Friday event, the Sonic Prime event. Everyone started waiting right away when the countdown started going down. They were all really excited and hyped for the update. On that same day, the countdown finished and the game was updated with the Sonic Prime event. In the event, people who play the game have to do different kinds of quests in order to obtain each of the Sonic characters. There are a total of 3 quests: Knuckles, Amy, and Tails. In the right, if you completed all the quests, you will obtain a Sonic morph. But you see, there's a button that says Unlock Now, a button for those who don't want to complete all the quests, which cost money to buy. There's a problem about this, which I will explain later in the video. But now, let's talk about morphs. Morphs were added into the game on August 14, 2022. They are basically characters that you can be in the game. They are mostly used in roleplays. They added this new icon on the top left. You can press on it and you can become any morph that you want. The only morph back then in Funky Friday was the BF morph. In order to get it, you must get a total of 1.5 million score while defeating the boss in the final escape event. And yet again, there's another unlock button, but this time, when you try to press it, nothing actually happens. No one could use their money to get the morph at that time. But if we compare that to the Sonic Prime event, the Unlock Now button can actually be purchased with Robux, and you will instantly get the morph without even having to do anything else, unlike other people who actually did the quest. These things are called microtransactions, which means money. If you think about it, Funky Friday is an unlicensed fan-made game from Friday Night Funkin, and it should have nothing to do with monetization at all. But this isn't the only microtransaction there is in the game. There are also buying points, 2x point game pass, the Lord X event, and the Bacon Boy morph. The main issue about the Sonic Prime event is when we know that this is a collab between Sonic and Funky Friday, a fan-made game from the actual game itself, which would be better if they asked the actual Ro-FNF creators for their permission. However, this wasn't done and was later noticed by the Ro-FNF creators themselves. Basically, there's an official collaboration between Sega and GameFam. The collab itself has 3 games included, which one of them being Funky Friday. Ro-FNF devs were not really happy about this, which led to the game's downfall. This is what everyone thinks is the reason why the game started to fall apart and go down. It might be true, but I think I have a different perspective. You see, the Sonic Prime event was dropped around December. Now, if we take a look at this graph and see the player count at before and after the event, we can see minimal changes to the player count, which makes me think this whole drama situation isn't the actual cause of the game's downfall, but rather people losing interest for the game. If we think about it, if F&F is popular, wouldn't Funky Friday be popular as well? That's exactly right. On the last video, I said that people have lost interest about the game because F&F content in general has become repetitive. I think it's also the same for Friday Night Funkin itself as well. I think F&F content has just become repetitive everywhere on YouTube, that people started to feel bored about it and lose their interest for the game. If we also go look at Social Blade's most popular F&F channels like Community Game's graph started going down at around the beginning of 2023, which is around the same time that Funky Friday started falling down as well, which speaks out that F&F in general is dying, which affects Funky Friday's player count as well. 4 months later, the Funky Friday developers announced about the game's current status, saying, "Me and LEGO have personally been busy with personal responsibilities, including school, and have been spending time with family. Some events that have occurred as of recently have resulted in me and LEGO to discuss the direction of Funky Friday. Our number one priority was to make sure our community can have a great and enjoyable experience. We made certain decisions that in retrospect should have been done differently or not in all regards to the development of the game, which we are not happy with. After many discussions, we understand how these shortcomings came to be, and we want to ensure 100% of our efforts going forward is put towards making Funky Friday the best experience for our community. We plan on making some important changes with Funky Friday. One of our most important changes with Funky Friday will include the discontinuation and removal of morphs. We have not finalized our plans with how morphs will be removed, but we want to ensure that those who have worked hard toward obtaining the morphs will be fairly compensated in-game for the time and effort put towards obtaining them. We will be providing more information once we figure this out. I hope everyone can understand our position here, and we hope that the community understands our decision. We look forward to hear from you, and again, we look forward to talking more soon. Java and LEGO."
What's up? Daddy here. So, from this announcement, it looks like they are currently working in progress to put some important changes to the game. They did say one of them is the discontinuation and removal of morphs. As of today, morphs are still here in the game, which isn't really that big of a deal anyway. It also looks like Java and LEGO are currently discussing about the future updates to the game. Today is currently September 7th as of we're recording this, 8 months and a half in, and there is still nothing. Although it seems like there is actually a chance for the game to update on the same day we recorded this. Java posted this unknown mystery picture that we have absolutely zero idea what is it. What do you guys think? Comment your thoughts down below.
Now, let's answer what will be the future of Funky Friday. First of all, Funky Friday is currently dying, but I think Funky Friday will never be completely dead. You see, Funky Friday was able to keep the same player count for such a long time even with no updates. Even at the end of this year, if Funky Friday still does not update the game, the player count would still be at the thousands. It might be only at 1,000 to 1,500 players, but it still means that it isn't actually dead like 50 players or something. If the game does update in the future, however, the player count would be raised back to around 7,500 to 10,000 players max. I can confirm that the Funky Friday developers are still working on the update. They are not gone. Most people probably think they just want the update so that they can know the game is still alive. But quality does matter more than just updates. If the updates are not really good and full of bugs, then it would just be worse anyway. After the war situation that happened in December of 2022, I think the Funky Friday developers really want to take a break and take a bit of time off from the community for a little bit of time. I think when they finish planning, talking, and discussing about the future announcements and updates, they might come back and do frequent updates again. We can only just sit here and wait and see what happens. We also have to note that time is changing and things can't be done the same forever. Things have to change, and we should at least appreciate them for updating the game for more than a year, making us have so much fun, laugh together, celebrate our scores, interact with the community, and a lot more. If you made it to here, thank you so much for listening about my theories and thoughts about what could be the future of Funky Friday. It might not be the most accurate, but that's at least what I think might be the future of the game. I do understand that some people might agree or disagree with some statements that I say in this video, because people have different kinds of opinions, and I am 100% fine with that. Thank you all again, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.